Right now you're trying to fill time. Phone, tab, app, switch, still nothing. You have more entertainment available than any human who ever lived. And you're still bored. Your ancestors worked about 17 hours a week. The rest was empty time, all of it. So what did they actually do with it? In 1966, anthropologist Marshall Solins gave a lecture that upset everyone. He called them the original affluent society, not poor, not desperate, comfortable. In 1963, anthropologist Richard Lee tracked the daily life of the Juhwanzi in Botswana. Adults worked about 2.5 days per week, roughly 17 hours, acquiring all the food they needed. For context, you probably work twice that just to pay rent. 4.5 days a week, no plans, no obligations, just time. We assumed they spent every minute surviving. They didn't. They had time, real, unstructured, unscheduled time. And here's what's strange about what happened next. They weren't bored. Not the way you are right now. Something different happened when the work was done, and the time was theirs. They made things. For no reason anyone can explain. Blombos Cave, South Africa, 75,000 years ago. Someone picked up a piece of ochre and carved geometric patterns into it. Nobody asked them to. It didn't feed anyone. It just existed. Lascaux, France, 17,000 years ago. A group of humans crawled deep into a cave and painted 600 animals on the walls. They mixed pigments, built scaffolding, spent days in total darkness. Nobody would ever see it. For 17,000 years, nobody did. They didn't care. They made it anyway. In 2008, archaeologist Nicholas Conard excavated Hohlfels Cave in Germany. He found a vulture bone flute, 40,000 years old. 5 holes drilled with exact precision. Someone sat in the dark and played music alone. No audience, no record. The sound existed for a few minutes and then it was gone. They did it anyway. Apollo 11 Cave, Namibia. Circular patterns worn into the floor by repeated rhythmic movement. Someone danced in the dark because something inside them needed to move. They played, adults and children alike, the same games, the same laughter. Researcher Stuart Brown at the National Institute for Play found that play is not optional. It's how mammals build the skills to survive complexity. Every ancient child built things, knocked them down, built something better. And they explored, not because they needed to, just to see what was over the next hill. Curiosity as its own reward, no product, no outcome, just the need to know. And every single night, stories. In 2014, Polly Wiesner published research in PNAS. Nighttime fire conversations were 81% stories. Stories about what frightened them, what went wrong, what they saw that nobody else had seen yet. The day had somewhere to go. Everything got processed. Then sleep came easily. But here's what's fascinating. Your ancestors didn't have the word boredom. It entered English around 1852. Most ancient languages had no direct translation. Not because they were always busy. Because idle time wasn't empty time, it was generative time. Every free hour was raw material. Something could come from it. Your free hour arrives preloaded with 1,000 things designed by other people for you to consume. None of them are yours, and something in you knows it. Empty turns out to be an advantage. Nobody had filled it yet, so you had to. Ancient humans weren't bored because empty time pulled them toward the world. Ours pulls us toward the screen. The difference in what you build is enormous. Modern boredom is not lack of stimulation. It's excess of stimulation that doesn't mean anything. Researcher Sandy Mann at the University of Central Lancashire documented it directly. More choices, less satisfaction. The more entertainment available, the more bored people reported feeling. Ancient humans had 3 options in their idle hours. Make something, move somewhere, talk to someone. They picked one, and within minutes, the boredom was gone because they were doing something real. You have 10,000 options, and none of them feel right, and here's why. Boredom is an evolutionary signal. It activates the same pathway as pain. It says, "This isn't it, go find what is." Your ancestors felt that signal, and they listened to it. They picked up a bone and drilled holes in it. They painted walls. They danced until the feeling was gone. You pick up your phone, the signal fires again, you scroll more, the signal stays. Every study confirms it. Creating something, anything, resolves boredom. Consuming doesn't. The signal says, make something. The phone says, watch someone else make something instead. Your nervous system knows the difference, even when you don't. But here's the part that surprised everyone. The greatest creative explosions in human history happened when entertainment was zero. Darkness, silence, empty walls. The paintings at Lascaux didn't happen despite the constraint. They happened because of it. Researcher Catrinelle Haut-Trompe confirmed it. Creativity spikes under constraint. The less you have, the more you make from it. Ancient humans had a stick, a rock, and a wall, and painted the most enduring art in human history. You have everything, and the constraint is gone. And so is whatever that constraint was doing for us. Unlimited entertainment is the first experiment ever run on the human brain at scale. We don't yet know what zero constraint does over generations. Ancient boredom had nowhere to go but inward. So it went inward and came back out as something that lasted 17,000 years. Modern boredom has somewhere to go immediately. So it goes there and comes back tomorrow unchanged. Your ancestors had empty hands and the whole world in front of them. You have full hands, and something keeps feeling like it's missing. They worked 17 hours a week, and with what remained, they built the entire foundation of human culture. Lascaux, the bone flute, story, dance, ritual. Everything that makes us distinctly human came from idle hours. Not because someone commissioned it, not because there was an audience. Because the time was there and the hands needed something to do. You are not broken. Your ancestors weren't calmer or wiser. They were just responding to a different version of the same signal. Boredom isn't the enemy, it never was. It's the signal that says, what you're doing isn't enough. Go find what is. Your ancestors listened to that signal every single day. The signal hasn't changed. What we do with it has. They weren't entertained every minute. They were alive every minute. 17 free hours a week, everything they did with it still exists. A bone flute made in free time. Still here 40,000 years later. 600 paintings made in darkness because the hands needed something real to do. You're not bored because you have nothing to do. You're bored because nothing you're doing feels like it matters. Their idle time produced things that fed people, warmed people, told people stories they'd carry their whole lives. Modern idle time mostly produces more fatigue. Every day had a story. Every story got told. Every day officially ended. We kept the idle time. We just changed what we do with it and lost the thing that made it work. Your ancestors' boredom built civilization. The bone flute, the Iliad, the first song ever hummed in the dark. All born from idle hours, in caves, with nothing else to do. The question was never what ancient humans did when they were bored. The question is what you do when the time is empty and the signal fires. They weren't entertained, they were alive. And the difference, 40,000 years later, is still on the wall.